Let's take you to Soweto now, where we find Lindokuhle Xulu, who will give us an update on this very heartbreaking story. 6-year-old Khayalethu Magadla is still missing. He fell into a manhole a week ago. Johannesburg Emergency Services say they have another 6 kilometers of pipe to search. Let's go to Lindo now, who is in Soweto for us. Lindo, 6 kilometers of that pipe that they still need to go through. What's the update now?
In fact, Masiko, I think it's about 5 kilometers that is left now. According to EMS spokesperson Robert Mulawudzi, they've already covered 8 kilometers of the 13-kilometer pipeline that they need to cover. But you are right in saying that it has been 8 days now since young Khayalethu Magadla went missing, and the 6-year-old now is presumed to have passed away if indeed he fell into that particular manhole. But what is essentially being done now is to check along the pipeline, because they have not been able to locate the 6-year-old's body. That is why they are now checking the pipeline thoroughly in terms of using robotics, but also using technicians from the EMS to go inside, look with their eyes. But where they cannot access, we understand that robotics are being used. There is an unmanned boat that goes underneath. It has a 360-degree view as far as the camera is concerned, including underwater camera, to ensure that they clear and eliminate doubt as far as whether he might be stuck within these pipes. But what they are doing is basically working their way on this 13-kilometer stretch from this particular park in Dlamini all the way towards where the split chamber is now. The split chamber is a place now where there is a separation in terms of the debris, in terms of the dirt that might be within the sewer, and that then becomes where they clean that particular process. So they are pinning their hopes that if indeed he is not caught up in any of these pipes, then that is where they will be focusing their search. They will be looking within the split chamber. We understand that work is continuing, but since they haven't found him, that is why they are now starting the process, or rather they are continuing with the process of trying to clear the pipeline to eliminate any doubt. So what had happened earlier on, they were checking that particular pipeline somewhere about 2-3 kilometers away from where we are. They have since come back here. There is an analyzing of that video footage that was taken by the unmanned boat within the tunnels to check whether they see anything. They said that before they were able to see some things. When they sent technicians down, it wasn't what they were looking for, which is the 6-year-old, and that is why now they are continuing with that process. About 5 kilometers to go, but they are still continuing to try and look thoroughly in terms of the tunnels, and thereafter they'll then be able to confirm that he's not caught up in the pipeline towards the split chamber, and focus then on searching the split chamber.
And Lindo, hearing the family over the weekend saying that, they are willing to hear from anybody, even if they get to Sangoma, to tell them exactly where their child may be. Help me understand, is this a family that is almost giving up, that, this process will actually help them find closure?
Well, it's a very difficult one for the family, and in fact some of those comments that you are recalling are speaking of the desperation that now they have. A family that has come out to the media, to my colleague Pulelitswiti Jones, to say that we know that by now things are looking grim, that time has passed, and therefore they believe that the child would have passed away. But they are speaking about issues of closure, saying that be that as it may, we are still looking for our child, we're still looking for the remains, to then begin the process of finding closure, of burying their loved one. And this is some of the things that are coming from the family. But on top of that, with that desperation, there's also a race against time in terms of the state of the body of the 6-year-old. There is concern that because this is a sewer line, there are chemicals that are being used there to process the sewer that is traveling through these tunnels. There is then that issue of saying that he might not be found in a good state. So those are all of the things that the family is dealing with at this stage, and that is why there's a desperation when it comes to the quickness of when will they find their child. 8 days has passed now, and the desperation just continues to grow. They have spoken about the fact that they might have accepted that he's passed away. They have been conscientized by, in fact, EMS to say that at this stage it is a search and recovery mission, because time has lapsed, and any signs of life would have been lost at this stage. Those are some of the things that they've been told. But yes, the family says that they are desperate to really find their loved ones, and that is why they speak about other methods. But at this stage, the only methods that are employed here is the method of using robotics and technology, but at the same time using the expertise of some of the technicians, some of the divers and rescuers who do this on a daily basis. So it is a very, very delicate situation. It is a race against time as far as finding the body in a good condition, or in a fairly good condition considering what had happened. But at the same time, technicians are trying to do a thorough job in terms of moving along the pipelines, covering the 13-kilometer stretch to ensure that they eliminate any doubts and narrow down the scope of where they will be searching as far as this pipeline is concerned.
All right, Lindokuhle Xulu in Dlamini for us in Soweto. Let's leave it there for now. I'm pretty sure, even though this is such a sad time for the family, at least they know that there are those rescuers or search and recovery operation personnel who are willing to work every day to try and find them their son.